One. Peace trudges through the sandstorm, the horizon a fantastical haze, leaden stilt scaffolded with thorns and barnacled with thistle. Eyes pinned, teeth grit, the crunch a hum against the spit, bite, tick, tack, whoosh. Rattling on ears behind makeshift veils, sifting the winds of promise. At the onset, the journey was to the spring. Well enough, the maiden tired and dried, without notice or even the whimper of a song. And dizzied with hope, the steps ceased to matter. As calluses scaled, nails chipped, knees knocked and creaked, like plaything violins. All and nothing felt, till the cause grew the limbs of myth and mystery. And the thunderous gusts rose to sweep billows, clearing what lay too far from reach. Yet ne'er a dribble or a drop fell, save for a trickling tear to satiate a wandering soul. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. This place doesn't know my name. It offers no pleasantries when my feet, stuffed in shoes borrowed from an uncle, dug deep beneath the ochre dust, cross the threshold of personal and public. Its eyes are forever moving fast, each blink goading unframed memories shuffling from crawl to den to sty, clogged with residual dreams of sun-stained black skin. It takes in those who the world has thrown out for dreaming, for daring to live. It barks its name firmly, warning me never to forget. A woman holds the feet of a bird, neck craned past oncoming cyclists, who tomorrow won't recall her summery dress bruised with flowers, or her depressed, furtive brow. The man with the melons stares at the docking bus, wondering if anyone will buy, for family or a dear friend, the sweet stickiness of summer. He sells his sorrows and rents peace with a smile. Mind races to capture all the sights while my breath mimics the clouds, which lazily drift above the temples of ungodly abode, and hollering hawkers hoping that today may be the day the future arrives. 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. She always told me she didn't know how, she didn't know when. But now, old enough, I know she knew the why. You see, grandmother's mouth was a suitcase, banged at the corners with a faulty clip that only deft hands knew to finesse. In it were tales of freedom, tucked in cuffs and seams and mismatched laces, and forgotten buttons, but never the shirt it came from. A battery waiting for a watch, because time had become relative and cumbersome. When the siblings who once shared her belly chattered and hollered, "Freedom!" the house seemed to have turned itself on its rafters, and the sky remained beneath their feet. So, when we came, they'd learned to quilt, and patchwork was how we grew, richer and richer, with pockets borrowed from a suit made for an occasion that never did bear fruit. And all those patches earned names: Simon, Bulane, Sarah, Gutlan, David, Tuto, Marsha, James, Brenda, John, and on and on and on, our robes of mosaic splendor amass as we too make origami planes to take flight, wondering will the future hear when we call. 1, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 1. This one's for Africa. Growing up black is something I wish I'd been taught to do, because my face always told my mother that I'd been eavesdropping on the secrets of the trees and the sun, browned to a crisp into scales of unpresentable shame. I'd have to wait while the tales of the sun were all transcribed onto lemon-juiced rags, bitterly fading the stolen sweetness. Wait, before I could return to the fields where he played with his feet, and I waited for the inevitable goal, which he'd get by fate or by force. After all, the ball was his. And I fell deeper while standing quietly beside the pitch. And when summer left, I would fall deeper into sadness, knowing that our season had come to rest. And so would his need for me, but my want of him would burn my chest, and my hands clasped would rest on my bosom, hoping to stop the flood of tears called blood, hoping to quench the ache of my youth. He would stay away, and so would I, until the sun returned, loaded with news and secrets to whisper to the grass and the trees, where we'd roll about and laugh with glee. Him not knowing that I'd gone brown inside, waiting for the sun to return the gold to his skin and dance pirouettes in his hazel eyes. And I would rejoice in his abandon, because he didn't know what it was to be black. He didn't know what it was to fight the secrets of the sun. But what he did know, and he knew it how very well, was how to make my cheeks burn and hands itch, eyes melt and hearts smile. He knew how to do these things quite well, but I always had to remind myself not to stay too long in the sun or drink too much of his overpouring joy, because it gets you thinking you're the only brown child, blackening in the sun, hoping that your ebony will be better with his golden ivory pressed against it. 1, 5, 1, 1. For it is true, you cannot be what you haven't seen.